Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back for some more RimWorld today. This is the Hussar and Highmate colony. In case you're just joining us, we are only allowed to have Hussars and Highmates. And, of course, the hybrids that those two will make, which are very nicely represented right here with Booty and Lady V, our two first children. And as you can see, they both kind of look like Highmates, but they're very different in terms of their xenotypes. We see we've got hybrid here listed. We do have a mod that allows the two Hussar and Highmate different xenotypes to mix their genes together. So this one is a non-violent little guy right here. He's also not that great at mining plants, social, or animals, but I think I'm going to try and groom him into a production specialist. So we're in it for the long haul with this colony, boys and girls. It is going to be a generational colony only, but we might, if we find a Hussar or a Highmate that we can recruit, we might do that too. But we actually have, strangely enough, we've got a Hussar here visiting, but this is for a quest. So we're not going to offend the faction she's with just to try and recruit another Hussar. But here's the other baby. This is Lady V, the female. Now, funnily enough, she's actually hyper aggressive. She's got the violent gene, or the non-violent gene, I should say, but it's disabled. It's overridden here by the hyper aggressive. So it's pretty cool. And she will be able to attack when she's able to get up and walk around at the age of 3. We're going to put a weapon and a knife in her hands. You better believe it. But she's got some other cool traits like super fast healing, great social. She's also awful with animals and plants, great melee. So she is really definitely going to take on one of the defenders of the colony, which is super critical for us, considering I'll say maybe roughly half and half. Half the people won't be able to fight at all, like young Shay here, who's going to get some water from the basin. She is a non-violent pawn. Being a full-blooded housemate, her and Shepard, of course, are both non-violent, totally incapable. That's why we've got the Strong and Hutch here. Hutch is out here hauling rocks. So if we take a quick peek at the base, things are coming along nicely. Had a little issue in the last one. We moved our wind turbines, partially to get it out of the way, because I think we're going to build a little greenhouse here around the power, or the geothermal. But when we moved it, it still read that this wind turbine had like a blocked by a wall, but it wasn't, there was no wall. But when I saved and reset it, it looks like that's good. So I don't need to deconstruct this anymore. So just a little side note, thought I'd mention that. A good save and restart of the game usually helps most issues. Not most, some issues, I'll say that. But nonetheless, we've got this ugly monstrosity being built. This is going to be our kitchen in this little section. And then over here, we got a barn right next to the kitchen. That's the way I like to do it. And down here is going to be our walk-in freezer. We're going to put in some shelves and stuff. And I've gone with just one single layer of wall around the freezer. For one, it's going to make it look a lot nicer since we have the shapes mod. I can make nice little circles and stuff. But number 2, we're on a cold map. So this is a, I keep wanting to call it a tundra map, but it is a boreal forest. Tundra is just easier to say. It just rolls off the tongue a little bit nicer. But no, so I'm not worried about it. Even in the summer, we probably won't go much above like 80 degrees. So we're doing okay. In fact, it's pretty cold right now, as you can see outdoors. Well, actually, it's warmed up. It seems like we're coming towards the end of December. But it was a little bit colder, a few days back. Nonetheless, my Dub's bad hygiene is in full effect, as you can see. We've got several latrines. I tried to put them in little rooms. Turned out okay, but the problem is that oh my god, look at this. The problem is that the plumbing that I tried to use is just totally worthless. It didn't work at all. I have no idea what I'm doing. I tried to have it just go right out to the river. I wanted to just dump our waste right out front and right out there, the front door. But it didn't work. I'm sure I'm going to figure it out here, though, shortly. So don't worry. If I need to, I'll get it all researched up. But we're still in the phase, like I said, of constructing some of the basic necessities. Once we get down to this area, this is where our individual rooms are going to go, or at least the beginning of that section. We will, I'll start to think more about some bathrooms or whatever. And you can see, most importantly, the trap funnel is active. We've already had a couple of raids go through it. It's been totally successful. There was one raid where they must have had a tough pawn because he got like almost all the way through, knocked down every trap. But we were still able to pick them off, any stragglers behind our nice little structure here of basically just for cover. We use this. And as you can see, if you look very closely here at my plans, which I still keep forgetting to download the mod that allows me to use different colors for the plans so we can see them better, but I'm actually planning on extending the walls right here, so I might as well just do it. I can extend this like this, wait till they finish building those traps, and then I'll unforbid it. So I'm going to take all of these right there, and I'll just hit the F button so we know what we're going to be doing. I won't forget about it. You can kind of see it in action. We'll do the same thing here. Now the point of this, not only to kind of straighten it out, make it look a little nicer here on this edge just when I zoom out, but also it extends the funnel, so I'll be able to put more traps in here, you know, all the way out to the edge. So that's 3 more traps, because like I said, some pawns with these wooden traps, they can walk over like 6 or 7 of them, you know, before they get downed. But it's also good. I think it'll increase small section of the interior of our compound, which is another big goal. At some point, I need to research the bridges. Yeah, we got a new bridges mod here, heavy bridges. So this is going to allow me to build bridge structures that we can actually construct like walls and even buildings on and stuff. So I'm looking forward to having a nice over the river colony here. I think that we might end up putting like our casino here over the river. Heck, maybe even the spa too, because we've got a whole bunch of hospitality mods installed with this mod pack. So I'm super excited to get those up and running too. But we're still kind of the basic building phase, like I said. So I'm going to speed time up, let our pawns do their thing, and hopefully we can make some progress today. Oh boy, well here's the first challenge of the episode. We've got some mad rats here. How many of them are there? Just 2? Seriously? It showed a higher count than like some of the raids we've gotten. Hold on, where's our messages? Let's see, so that's weird. Mad rats 242. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about bringing our Hussars out here. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll probably just treat this like we would any other raid. Let's go ahead and get our people assembled over here. Looks like the Highmates are right here too, cutting down some of the trees. That's very helpful. In fact, while we're here, I'm going to grab all these stumps, get those ordered cut down too. But nonetheless, let me see here. If it's just a couple rats, where the heck are they going? They might end up going the long way around to get over here into the trap funnel. Now, funnily enough, he also threw a manhunter boar at me too. So we've got a boar and 2 rats coming at us, guys. I think our trap funnel can probably handle it though, so just to make things super safe, I think what I'll do is we'll restrict everybody to the safe zone just for now. I'll release our Hussars. This isn't a real threat. Okay, and here comes the last rat. That first one, yep, they both got killed on their first little trip. Now, somewhere the boar is still... Oh, he's hanging around by the front door. Oh, I think he might have calmed down. Okay, here's 2 more manhunter rats. I knew there had to be more than just 2. So there were a total of 4. At least so far that I've seen. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know, there might be more. I think if I go to wildlife, potentially I can see them. I actually don't see any at all, so well, no worries. Like I said, they're not really a threat. We'll just keep everybody on lockdown for a minute. It allows them to get to work on some of this more boring stuff. I ended up laying some actual concrete down here because trees were growing. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think the shuttle will land if there's trees there. Nonetheless, I just wanted to get this because the last time we did a ceremony for Shay, the stupid shuttle landed outside the walls, so that's not appropriate. We can't have that, and it's unfortunate because I kind of wanted to use this space for a hospital and / prison right here behind the front lines. But I think what I might do is still put that down here, but instead we're going to have double walls here, but I might just extend this or add on a nice little section here. Something like that. That's pretty much perfect. Then we can do another 7 by 21. Whoops, that's a little bit larger than I need. But so we can do prison, and then we can have a hospital down here. And as you can see, I do plan on eventually overtaking this as well. So I might have to just design something at an angle too, so we keep this nice little angular part of the base going. I do like the looks of that. So I don't really want these chunky rectangles here, but this does give you kind of an idea what I'm going for. I really like to have the hospital and prison directly, next to where all the fighting happens, which is ultimately going to be right here. Oh boy, well, this is a big one right here. Fertility procedures. I was just actually thinking about this too. Not just the procedures, but I think, in fact, in terms of our research, we're going to go ahead and do the heavy bridges. Let's just get that knocked out real quick. But, yep, the colony is going so good. We've got the two kids. Let's see, they're age 2. Oh, look, Lady V's birthday, coincidentally, is today. That's hilarious. And he's just a little bit younger. He was born like 8 days later, seriously. But I think what we're going to do is go ahead and go to strong. We'll go into our social tab. I have turned this down to avoid pregnancy after their last baby. So I think it's about time to turn it back up. Here we go. We did the same for both of them. So if we go into Shay's social 2, that should cover it. Yep. So now the men are also set as such, of course. So we're going to, in other words, hopefully have another couple babies on the way. And I'm trying to time it so that by the time they give birth, if we're lucky enough to have, some pregnancies in the next couple weeks, these two will be old enough to get up and walk around again. I mean, if we have to build a couple extra cribs for a month or two, it's not a big deal. But yeah, just trying to keep, at this point in the colony, we need to keep this place loaded with babies. You know what I'm saying? So they're still nursing and stuff, but they're getting closer. And as we saw with the research, now we can start to manually do it, insert the ovums and stuff. If for whatever reason, like one of them gets injured or sick and their fertility drops real low, we can just do it manually. And I'm also really focused on growth fats too. That's going to be a big component as well. I have no qualms with throwing some of the kids in growth fats to help out, but we've got a long way to go before we get to that, because I've already mentioned too previously, we're going to have to get our power supply much more stable before we can think about like growth fats and stuff. But you can see, I love having a nice convenient base set up like this in the beginning, because it's like I say, very efficient and convenient. But the problem is, with these Hussars and Highmates, I feel like for role-playing purposes, we need to get them into their own bedrooms. So that's a big part of what we got going on. Check it out. Speaking of what's going on, we've got Carlos here. So he's suffering from paralytic abasia. He will recover naturally. Boy, oh boy. So let me jump to his location. Do we see him yet? Here he is. Let's take a look at him. Uh-oh. Looks like a baseliner to me. Yep. That's unfortunate. We do not accept baseliners, my friend. So that's a big no. We're going to reject that. So unfortunately, though, we're role-playing as well as like a good colony, positive. I mean, the Highmates here, they've influenced the Hussars such that although they will defend their own land, we're trying to be more peaceful. It's kind of a balance from my last playthrough with the toxic wasters. So Shepard and Shay are the good doctors. They're very social. And so we've even got, I think this guy is one of the toxic wasters that attacked us recently. You can see we're getting him healed up. And even though we're not going to get any faction influence from the pirates he belongs to, we're still going to release him. Now, with that being said, where's this dude? I think we need to go ahead and rescue this guy too. And it sucks because he's got paralytic abasia. There he is. So when we said no to him, he actually went hostile. Enemy of the Mace Brigands. So he does have a faction. Oh, that's his ideology. Hold on, let's see what his faction is. Okay, yeah, there they are, the Mace Brigands. I was worried with a name like that, there would be a permanently hostile group, but not a big deal. Like I said, we are good. Our role-playing is such. What's on? There it goes. All right. He's not at risk of dying. Oh, my God. Look, he's got alcohol addiction. So basically what we have to do, though, is keep him in prison in a bed for 31 days till he is healed, and then we're just going to release him. All right. Well, check it out. Carlos actually had some rum on him. I mean, he is an alcoholic, so it makes sense. but I didn't put that together, and I didn't check his gear, so we're going to grab that, get that out of the prison there. Of course, Shepard put him in the very farthest bed from the door, so for the next month or two, we're going to have to walk all the way to the rear of the prison to feed him, but that's okay. Let's see what they're talking about. Strong and Hutch gabbed about beautiful people. That's funny because they're both married to beautiful people. Well, Shay is technically beautiful. And Shepard, he's delicate and industrious and kind, but I'm sure he's no ugly fella himself, being a beautiful little high mate. He does have a strange taste in color here. That maroon kind of clashes with his blue skin, but he really fits in here at the far north, doesn't he? He looks like an ice giant if you zoom in real close. But, oh, look, Strong's going to the bathroom. Oh, you know what I just realized? I think I still have him set to to the safe zone. That was kind of a blunder. Oh, well. I'm going to have to force him to get out here and not only pick up all these delicious rats, which we will be eating very soon, but also get these traps up. If we get a big raid right now, Randy would have the advantage. Oh boy, check it out. We've got ourselves a raid, and I think it's a quest, I should say, with a raid attached to it. I think it's doable too. We've got 7 days to get this done, or to accept it. So like I said, I think we're going to go ahead and get these traps finished. I'm forcing them to do it too. She's trying to haul stuff, but I'm making them work on these spike traps. So it's pretty perfect timing, quite honestly. All right, clear the rats out of there. But I think, didn't we have a second quest as well? Oh, the drifters. 4 refugees and a child for 17 days. It's a lot of food. Let's see, how much do we got here? Only a little bit of corn left. We are getting low on food. No doubt about it. We're at the end of the winter season. As you can see, they're planting stuff again, but unfortunately, the temperature's still dropping low enough that they're not able to get it all done. And sometimes throughout the night, it's literally dying off because it's too cold. But, oh, gun is ready to go. So I don't know about those visitors. We're definitely going to accept the quest with the raid attached to it, though. Let's see, release that. Let's go back to those quests real quick. So Royal Ascent. That one's obvious. Active. No, none of these. The Terrible Construction. We've only got 1.2 days left on that. That's this bad boy right here. Of course, we've already got the reward for it. But now we can safely deconstruct it, well, very soon. And we don't have to worry about the man-hunting snow hares coming for us, so that'll be good. Nonetheless, there's that telescope. We've had many a fun night looking through that at the stars. Right, Hutch? Hutch and Lucas joked about woods. Oh, yeah, the woods are pretty funny to me, I thought. I've always thought that. But nonetheless, let me go ahead and force a few traps down these guys' throat, and then we're going to start that raid. Oh, man, look at this. Just as soon as I start to get these traps set, the pigs are coming through for some reason. There must be some food on the ground in here that we left sitting around. This guy's coming through now, too. He's going to hit a trap. Sometimes they get lucky. They'll get through a few, but I guarantee he hits one. Yep, there's one. And he's down. Well, I mean, they delivered us some nice bacon for the morning. Oh, look. Yeah, what is happening? There's food on the ground somewhere. Guarantee it, but that's crazy. They're all coming in here, setting off my freaking traps, man. Why are they doing? Look, the squirrel's smart enough to climb over the fence posts. Oh, watching wildlife is so amazing and peaceful, isn't it? Oh, this is just great. Okay, let's see. So the squirrel made it. Let's investigate. Where the hell's he going? Oh, he's consuming the wild heel root. So they're just interested in the food that's growing wild in here. Holy crap. What? Look at the rat changed his mind. I don't know what's happening. The pigs are coming in. This is crazy. The rabbits are leaving. The pigs are here. Oh, this is... Okay, you know what? Let's get out here and hunt these, please. This is getting a little annoying. This is causing us a lot of extra labor. Look at this. He's coming in too. Oh my god. All right. I got to take care of this. Oh no. Well, Randy didn't wait for us. The animals he sent as a decoy to trip almost all my traps. There's like 4 left. And then he raids us. They're attacking immediately. Who are they? Imps. Oh, of course. Look at the imp. Look at the gold over here. I didn't notice that. All right, so we've got 5 humanoids. Oh, man. Humanoid barely describes the... That's not even a fitting term for these mutants. All right, so let's grab our hussars, including our guest. Come on over, Lucas. She only has a bow and arrow that we just made for her. She came totally unequipped, which is kind of heresy for a hussar, you know what I'm saying? But she's got a bow and arrow, so it's one of the few things she'll do here as a guest attached to this quest, 5.5 days. All right, I know it. They're trying to get in here and destroy our monument. That's what this raid's all about. I know it. So anyway, let me go ahead and get those put away. Look at this. I mean, it's nice. Shepherd's got meat now for days, but we're literally running low on corn. So we have no produce, but we got tons of kebabs. Nonetheless, all right, let's stay focused here. They're on top of us. Oh, no. I think we're going to be okay. You can't underestimate tribal attacks for sure, but I'm fairly confident in the Hussars. Now, we've got M16s for 2 of them. Okay, nice. Softening them a little bit. I'm going to have to do a rush project on these traps, though. Boom, look at that. Huge. They got nowhere to go. Ah, see, they hide behind this. You know what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to replace that with a embrasure. That way we can shoot through it. Because they're going to take cover there anyway. You know, it's not perfect, but this way at least we'll be able to see through it. Not bad. We got all of them, and no one got injured. Perfect. I was a little worried about Lucas there, but not to worry. We did it. So let me look at their mood real quick. She needs to go eat. She's breastfeeding. All right, bro, it's time to get these traps done. And I think we have, fortunately, at this point, killed almost all the animals. There's still a rat. One of the pigs is dead out here, so... okay, we got another squirrel to be hunted. I see you coming over here, raccoon. You're getting hunted, too. Yeah, you stay right there. I mean, there's no traps for him to trip at the moment, but I'm still not letting him live. Let's see. Oh, terrible construction's done. God, I wish I had made another construction person. No doubt about it. All right, you know what? Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and get the roof taken down. Yeah, that's probably going to be a smarter move right there. All right, yeah, there's a lot to do, but I'm going to oh my God, and a transport pod crash again? Oh, good, he's getting up and healing himself. You going to be okay, bud? Yeah, he's going to be fine. Let me look at him. Baseliner? Yeah, we don't care. All right, let me get them to micromanage these traps real quick. Oh, no. No. It started. Hutch slandered Lucas's mother's bravery. This drove Lucas into a rage, and she began a fight. Lucas? I swear to God. Starting problems. Now listen, Hutch technically started it because he slandered Lucas's mother's bravery, but I mean, I've met Lucas's mother. She's not the best. She is a little bit weak. But nonetheless, too, I mean, this is it. This is the influence of an outside Hussar coming to the colony. See why I wanted only a generational? Oh, Lucas pulled out his weapon. Okay, she backed down. I should say Hutch pulled out his weapon. Lucas backed down. Okay, just a few bruises there. You're lucky you lived. Oh, she got an arterial blockage too. She's a little bit old, 50. Yeah, she's dead. Even if we had the capability to recruit her for some reason, I don't think I would anyway. How's this guy doing? God, 29 days to go. Well, I'm just so adverse to those social fights, so sensitive to them because of my last playthrough, the Toxic Waster playthrough. If you guys missed that, there's a link to the playlist down in the description. Check it out. But one thing I'll tell you is that colony was apt to a lot of social fights, man. It caused problems right from the start. But so far, that's the very first one we've experienced here in this colony, so I still have high hopes. Like I said, I'm going to hold Lucas responsible for that totally. Oh, look at this lovely little scene. We've got Shay playing horseshoes. Shepard's out here looking at the stars. I've ordered them to deconstruct their stupid snowmen because they're in my way. There's no more snow on the ground, so we don't need them. It's looking pretty nice. They're actually out here planting some more potatoes again, so that's a good sign. Spring is officially here, and I think this is technically now the start of the growing season for us. So we've got 30 days to rush a bunch of food in the ground. As you can see, it looks like the rice is already going. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. More rice here, psychoid. This is medicine up here. So I'm actually probably going to grab these two. Let him get a little sleep. Yeah, he's sowing the area. I'm going to actually force him. Cannot skill. Oh, what's he doing? Literally shows him sowing this area. All right, let's just get him to work on this section right here then. But yeah, I'm going to force him to work on sewing here just till exhaustion, basically. Same way I've been doing with these traps, like strong. All right, he needs to get out here. He's relaxed socially. No more, my friend. He's going to have to get these traps up and running. I haven't forgotten about that quest. There it is. Let's see. We've got nope, that's the wrong one. I'm going to actually just get rid of that one. We got 4.7 days. We're definitely going for the honor, too. We'll be accepting that with Shay. I'm not quite ready to start, getting the rituals going and so she can level up because we don't have a throne room. Heck, she doesn't even have her own bedroom yet. But we'll get there at some point. It's still good to pile up the honor in the meantime, essentially. So look at that. This man's out here working strong. All right, let's get her. I'm going to use her to, yeah, she'll get the heal route now. So it's spring, guys. I'm sorry. I know you're not quite up to total, like, restedness and food, but we've got to get this in action. Oh, good. He's taking out the animals. Well, I tell you what, at this point, we could probably not worry about hunting anymore, at least for the meantime. We've got plenty of meat, and I think that there's going to be a nice amount of grass out there for them to eat. So we just got to stay focused on some traps for right now. Oh, how's this one? Lucas told a joke about vomiting to Shay. Man, oh man, I tell you, the interaction bubbles have definitely made things more lively and stuff, but some of the social things that they discuss, these weird little pawns, makes you question installing the mod in the end. But no, I'm enjoying it, especially once we get some guests going. Man, I know I keep mentioning that, but we're not too far away from it. Like I said, once we get some of these basics down, I will build a nice little room. I'm not sure where. Maybe this can be it. I've talked about removing this rectangular building here because it's ugly, and I'll be using my shapes tool to probably set something up a little bit nicer, maybe like one of these big circular rooms. Well, it'll just be our guest area. We'll get started with that, just a very small, like, little hotel, and then we'll start to develop, our casino and the spa and restaurant. And we even have a mod for vending machines and stuff, which I think I might already be able to build, but I'll have to look through that. That's under the furniture. Not sure, but yeah, I'll check it. Maybe is it recreation? No, not quite yet. Anyway, we'll get all that figured out and stuff. But I think it is probably safe now to go and accept that quest for the raid. So I definitely want to do that. We don't want to miss out on the honor. Let's take a look here. Is all the roof? No, we still got roof left, so I'm going to hold off on deconstructing that. I don't want it to fall on anybody's head. Also, I've got to keep up with the fecal sludge. We can't let that build up in the latrines too much. Nobody likes that. Dirty latrines, that's a bad thing. And the stockpile room is getting super full, so I think I'm going to it's time to get some shelves in here. Let's send a nice little row of them right over here. Whoops. That was not what I wanted. And boom, there we go. So that'll allow us to keep a nice little floor stockpile here. But I can start to set in a whole bunch of rows of shelving. And of course, those will all get moved eventually over here. This is going to be where we put our large stockpile room for the non-food items and stuff. But all right, enough talk. Let's do it. So we're going for the honor. I looked at Sky. Don't worry, she's a baseliner, so we don't want her. Unfortunately, she is a decent pawn. Body modder with mining. Intellectual. I would take her under normal circumstances, but these are far from normal circumstances here at the colony. So we're going to accept this with Shay for 5 honor. Now in 8 hours, it says we can expect that raid, guys. But we're going to end today's episode right here on a little cliffhanger. So tune in tomorrow. We will get to see this raid, hopefully right off the bat. I appreciate everybody stopping by. If you're enjoying the playthrough so far with the Hussars and Highmates, hit that like button for me. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know if you guys are playing along. What kinds of different hybrids have you managed to come up with so far and stuff? I'd be real curious to hear. But nonetheless, guys, thank you, and I will see you on the next one.